I'm here by the tower at Mount Auburn. It's May the 19th. It's about 7:50 in the morning. It was really warm yesterday. Apparently it's 90 down here. Up in New Hampshire, we only hit like the mid 70s. I guess the warm front didn't make it through till today. It's gonna be in the 90s up where we are too. Radar was really good last night, but what I found is, and I've said this repeatedly, the really great radar days, oftentimes I don't see a lot. I used to think it was because stuff just kept moving through. So if you see great numbers on the radar, maybe that stuff just keeps moving over. But what I really think it might be now is that if you have a buildup of stuff in your area, all that movement you see on radar, especially stuff's been piling up, that might just be stuff moving out. So I think maybe, if you have this huge buildup, all that stuff moves out and then maybe not as much takes its place. You need to have another buildup for another couple days. So I'm here right now. It's not bad. It's just quieter, lower numbers. Pretty good breadth still. Had magnolia, red start, blackpoll warblers starting to move in. Saw a female red start as well. You might get a female red start here and there early mid-May, but when they really start showing up, that's kind of a sign that migration is winding down, that everyone else has kind of moved through. Same with the blackpolls. So I had a blackpoll warbler today, and that's actually several. So it's not just like a one-off. This is probably, the beginning of late migration. Had a Canada over the weekend. There's someone else reported one here, actually. It was a turkey. I'll go come out in here, down there on the road. And so I think that, I was robbing the gravestone. And so I think probably entering the last phase of migration, and it is the 19th. So today, tomorrow, Thursday, that's kind of getting into, it's definitely late migration by then. Friday I'm going to head out to Skinner State Park. Yeah, migration every year. I mean, it's happens fast. It happens fast. Like I usually head up for my first trip, I guess before May even comes, but my first big trip, my first longer trip that I take, extended trip to Mount Auburn or to Rock Meadow or somewhere, that usually happens. Oh, there's a flycatcher. I try to do that on May 1st just to kind of kick things off, but it's usually quiet. And what I found as I gotten older, those first 5 days or so of May are usually pretty quiet. Now last year, 2025, there were black-throated blue, black-throated green, all kinds of things, magnolia, all kinds of things moving through in late April. It was wild. It was the earliest migration I've ever seen. I didn't really head out for a lot of it because I usually don't do longer trips, and people were reporting crazy numbers of things in the chat rooms, chat groups and everything, and on the posts on the boards, and I was like, oh my goodness. And then early May came, even mid-May, the early part of mid-May was very quiet, and then it kind of picked up again after that. That early surge in April kind of cleared a lot of stuff out. But generally speaking, the first few days of May, that first 4 or 5 days is usually pretty quiet. And so if you're really thinking about what, if 85% of pasture migration is during the month of May in New England, at least southern New England, if 85% of it is then, or 90% is during May, I would say 80% of it is May 6th through about May 20th. Almost all of it is in those 2 weeks around here. And then afterwards, later May, you get specialty stuff, Canada, morning, things like that. I think a morning was found yesterday somewhere around here. But yeah, so a lot of stuff just moves through in those 2 weeks, and that's what I've really come to appreciate as I've gotten older and gotten more experience bird watching. Is it's just those 2 weeks are really the lion's share of what moves through. Sure is pretty out. Very warm. Feels like summer. Feels like summer. I was going to take tomorrow morning off as well and go to Parker River. Not so sure now, because tomorrow's supposed to be really hot too. Again, a lot of movement. I'm just wondering if stuff's just going to be completely draining. There's a black-billed cuckoo up at Parker right now and a yellow-billed as well, but I'm going to check the eBird reports later, see what's being seen. But if it looks a little light, then I might not even go tomorrow, because it might just be a situation where it's pretty much everything's moved out by that point. But yeah, also one of my favorite things to do for migration is end of May, like May 31st, 30th or 31st, usually 31st. I like going to Rock Meadow in the morning. Like it's like a little wrap up for me for migration. Usually there's like a willow flycatcher in the reedy area. That's always fun. It's like a little summary, and I think about what I've done over that month of May. Things I've seen, highlights. I just like walking around because it's usually more relaxed. Stuff's largely moved out. I do that. We go through Beaverbrook North, visit Lisa Flannery and Celia's markers. Man, it is much quieter today. Oh, ovenbird. Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of robins, which is common for here, But it's just that's the main thing I hear is robins. Robins, blackpoll warblers. It's very warm out right now, very humid. Very warm, very humid. Air's thick, but it's early morning, which is always weird. There's no blazing sun, but it's like a soft sun. Still hasn't climbed very high, but it's very hot, or very warm, very humid out. Sticky, muggy. It reminds me of the summers from the late 1980s, mid to late 80s, when summer would come and I'd go to Chapman Park and they'd have these, I'd ride my bike, the 30 seconds, 20 seconds down the street to Chapman Park from our apartment, and they'd have like this craft thing in the little pavilion there that do these like crafts and stuff. Like teenagers would come and run these little craft groups for the cities, and I remember every summer, my youth, like 85 to like 89, 90, man, those summers were muggy. Man, it reminds me of right now. Alright, that's all for now.